Hello everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by 827 Tarot. This channel was created to heal. I would like for you and I to heal together. And so I'm using my gifts to do so. This is for those that take healing serious. I'm not trying to provide any commercialized popcorn results for you. No, this is for individuals that are really trying to tap into themselves, that take the gifts seriously to apply to their own lives. Okay? So if this is for you, I'm glad to have you. And if this is not for you, I appreciate you stopping by. Okay? So this time around, we are going to focus on a topic that I never thought about for myself. And I'm sharing it with you because perhaps you resonate with this also. And it is the fear of being seen / successful. And I say / successful because I believe that the fear of being seen coincides with the fear of being successful. Before I hit record, I received a small message from the universe, and it said to me, vulnerability is a gift. And it was a shocker to me because I never thought to look at vulnerability as a gift because of how it was I cannot talk today. Why it was weaponized against me. So with that being said, we're going to talk about that. Like right now, I am bearing it all because of the fact that I apparently can't talk like I got any sense, but that's okay. So if this is your first time watching me, welcome. I really appreciate you for being here. Okay. You know what? Let's start with an oracle. That's what we'll do first. Let's start with an oracle and then we're going to move into it. Okay, God, thank you so much for this download. To learn more about the fear of being seen / the fear of being successful, understanding that they both go hand in hand, but we're going to focus more on the fear of being seen. And how is that affecting us and in ways that we aren't aware. So I'm using these cards so that you can ask us the correct questions for us to ponder on when it comes to this. All right, one more time. Perfect. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my desk. And I remember, I think it was a few years back, when I first moved into my apartment, my family folk, I can't remember which one it was, but they broke my desk. And it was a cute little desk. It wasn't too overwhelming. It was just right. And so unfortunately, because of the fact that they broke it, I was down to doing readings on my bed and doing readings on my little TV dinner tray. And I felt so scared because I thought that I was going to be judged because I didn't have the quote unquote aesthetics. I didn't have the desk. I didn't have what I needed to, I guess, make myself look like the real thing. And I think that my anxiety was bleeding into that. Some of you may have acknowledged, well, I'm saying some of you because I'm also the owner of Zesty Tarot, and I have videos from back in the day also. This is my other channel that I'm working on, by the way. But it just didn't, I was so caught up in what I believe that society expected. And I did all that for what? I was stressing myself out for what? Because, I mean, let's be real. Starting a channel is difficult. And you're not going to get it the first time around. Maybe not the second time around. It probably will take you years to get the first few hundred to acknowledge you and to see you for who you are. But I also feel like if you're not allowing yourself to be consistent to allow that number to grow, then, you know, it's, I know what I'm trying to say, but anyways, but I said all that to say, like, I was just thinking about that, like, and here I am now. I got this long desk. Half of it is covered in like paperwork and stuff like that, but I'm comfortable realizing now that my obsession with trying to be perfect was, you know, it was a waste of time. And I'm learning that now, like, for some of you that aren't aware, I had a stroke 5 years ago. And it affected my speech and the way that I read. So, for some, my reading is going to annoy you because I stammer, or I'm taking my time, or sometimes I get insecure that I start to fall down verbal stairs. And it's because of that I have the tendencies of falling back. Like, oh, they don't want to hear me rambling. And on top of that, not really articulating what I'm trying to say. And when I watched this video helped me to understand that this was why I was having a hard time with consistency. It was because of the fact that I was scared of being seen. There were other aspects that happened to me. I was a huge fan of Bruno Mars. You could call me one of their super fans, but I wasn't that bad. But I was one of the silly hooligans that was really silly, and I tried to bring fun whenever I would sign on. And I did not realize at the time that my presence was really pissing people off. And I remember some would say, oh, I'm jealous of you because you got a tweet from Bruno. And I'm like, oh, don't feel that way. You don't need to be jealous of me. And it was because of the fact that I didn't value myself enough to realize that, girl, to these people, this is a big deal. I mean, you're just shrugging it off, but it was because I guess I was still in my own denial about it. But it got bad to the point to where excessive jealousy was under wraps, and I had people lying on me. They used a situation that I voluntarily exposed because I was needing help to get away from a situation, and I asked for a GoFundMe. So they took that as an opportunity to weaponize that situation, but twist it to make it seem more or less that I was conning people for Bruno Mars tickets. And I've had people like make up these lies. And so when it came to that, and just seeing how all of these individuals that quote unquote adored me just turned against me, I shrunk, because it was like there was nothing that I could say or do to try to change it, because I felt like at that time they were going to feel the way that they felt anyways. You see what I'm saying? And so I dealt with that for, I want to say 3 years. I just shrunk. And I used to be out there. I used to be on YouTube. I used to sing renditions of things because I wanted to be on American Idol. But when they lied on me, and these people were believing them, it really stunted my growth as a content creator, because I was afraid that if I was to put myself out there again, that I was going to be attacked, or someone was going to accuse me of lying, or I just didn't fit the bill. I didn't feel like I was good enough. So I look forward to what this reading is going to talk about, because I'm hoping that not only I'm hoping that it helps you, and I hope that the readings resonate with you, but mostly I'm hoping that I get the messages also. So I want us to learn together. So let's continue. All right, so I'm going to pull the energy from this. I feel it tingling right there. Hold on. It's right here and right. Okay. Yikes, it's stronger right there. Never mind. All right, so we have card number 40. Okay. And it says, what has no bearing? Oh, sorry. What has no bearing on what will be. And it says, what does your life, your ideal life, look and feel like? So how I'm looking at that is, what is? So the present circumstances as of right now has nothing to do and has no weight on what will be. How you see things as of right now does not necessarily mean that the moment that you step into that zone where you're bare and you're vulnerable, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like it's saying, once you step out there, whatever anxieties that you've prepared for yourself, you're going to be shocked, because that's not going to happen. And I like the fact that she is, well, kind of floating, and it reminds me also of the Wheel of Fortune. You know that the wheel is going around, so she's like right in the center of that. And so, like I said in my previous reading, I feel that instead of asking who, what, when, where, how, why, start working on yourself, because you are the divine timing. So what is at this present time does not hold a candle to what will be. So let's ask the question, what does your ideal life look and feel like? And I think that that's the question right there that we all need to sit and think about. For us that are comfortable with the simplicities of life, but yet circumstances makes it appear to be impossible. This question is for you. For those who believe that they lived a lavish life in their past life, and those expensive mindsets come to you. And granted, it's not about like how much money you make, but it's always about the concept and the perspective of that. You have a rich spirit, but you know, your circumstances could be clashing with that. So again, focusing on myself, I've never shied away when it came to being in the spotlight. And I think that that speaks to my Leo rising. Like I said, I wanted to be a singer. And so I didn't care if I didn't sound good. I was on every single night, almost every single day, making videos. My neighbors were sick and tired of me. But I didn't care. Maybe I should have for their, for their benefit, but I was so engulfed in what my future could possibly look like. That's all I did. So I didn't even think about it. And I've had a couple people be like, oh, okay, first of all, you don't even sound that good. I remember I sang a Jennifer Lopez song and they told me that I butchered it. I was like, oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but this is why I'm doing this. Is because I'm trying to, practice makes better, So, but it hits different when you have people that really attack the soul and is being malicious on purpose, especially lying on your integrity. And then you have these other individuals that felt some type of way about you anyways, adding on to that. So I was fearful of being seen because I did not want to be attacked. I did not want to be abused in that area. But for you, it might be different. Whatever the case may be, we all have to come back to the same question. So what does your ideal life look like? What does it feel like? And I want you to step out of the mindset of lack. I want you to rest your elbows, release your jaw. And I want you to think about what that means for you. Okay? We're going to come back to this. So let's go ahead and ask why this question popped up. God, can you go into more details about this? Or rather, can you start the lesson on the fear of being seen? Help us to put things into perspective. Where did this fear of being seen come from? Cards just spilling out everywhere. Yes. And I'm hoping that this will help us in the long run. Like right now, I decided to stop running from my channels. I tried to make every excuse under the sun. First, I was like, well, I don't want to get on all the time because it's draining. Yes, it is draining when you use a lot of your energy, but was I really taking it upon myself to handle such drainage? You know what I mean? Like, was I grounding myself? Was I meditating? No, I wasn't. I was just making an excuse. I wasn't hungry enough for the hustle. Excuse me, my son, if you hear him raging up there. All right, so we have the Messenger of Swords. Okay. So the Messenger of Swords is someone who is a sponge when it comes to information. He or she gathers information and they try to investigate what they learn. I also feel like for example, if you are at a party and you hear people gossiping about someone, or maybe even you get a little closer to hear everything, and you might even come back at them and be like, first of all, you know what I'm saying? This could be you. Or this could be you that is a victim to individuals making up falsified and, rumors about you just because they're jealous or envious of you. This could be family folk who are, jealous of you, and so they try to stir up a bunch of drama because they're intimidated by your presence. I know this is very prominent in Black families, especially if you are a very beautiful woman and you come to the family reunion per se, and you have the aunties or the cousin looking at you sideways because they're fearful of how their man is going to look at you. You become a threat to them, even though all you did was just blink your beautiful little eyes. That's it. They feel some type of way about that. You see what I'm saying? But I feel like this is immature energy. This is someone who just, they don't care how it hurts them, how it hurts someone else. They're just quick to name it for quote unquote what it is. And in this case, I look at this as a threat, because 10 times out of 10, this individual is all talk but no bite. They feel the only way to destroy you. And this is even with the world itself. If you open yourself up to that, you know what I'm saying? And if your light is overshadowing them, they're going to feel some type of way about that. So they're going to try to get people on board with how they perceive you. We have the Ten of Swords here. I also want to say with the Messenger of Swords, this definitely happened as a child. I mean, this could have been, you could have been picked on in school from middle school, elementary school all the way up. Maybe you weren't deemed as the popular girl or guy because they perceived your looks as being unattractive, or whatever the case may be, because you didn't look like them, you wasn't part of the group. So I think that this is something that definitely needs to be nurtured. You have the Ten of Swords. So the beautiful thing is that while this is here, it's saying to you, there is an ending right in front of you. We could put an end to this. And I feel that eye is peeking in, letting you know that there is a way out. You feeling shrouded in darkness, you won't feel this way much longer. It's going to be an end of all of the verbal abuse, the verbal rumors, the things that was said about you, told to you, the way that you were ridiculed, bullied, is going to come to an end. But it is in the challenge position. So I can understand, because this is a very difficult phobia to conquer. Because when you're around people that make you feel like you're not good enough, you will shrink yourself. You will tone down your intelligence to appease those that are lacking. So you'll play dumb, or you'll act like you don't know what's going on, or you'll be super polite to, strongly abrasive individuals, when really they should be the ones moving out of the way for you, but they just trample all over you. This is, so going back to this question, how does your ideal life look like and feel? Or what? You don't want to continue to carry these burdens. And I'm pretty sure you're ready to lighten that load. This is not the 10 of Wands, but I'm saying like you're ready to cut through the noise. You're ready to see the truth for what it is. And we have the Ace of Cups here. The Ace of Cups is about pouring into yourself. And I also feel like once you get that awakening, per se, once that eyeball pops up like, hey, you could come out now, because we're cutting all the fog away so that you can see again. And I wasn't even paying attention to this, but there were dandelions that can't bloom because there's no sunlight. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, they can't see. And of course you got that Scorpio, or not Scorpio, Scorpion. So if you are a Scorpio watching this, then this is definitely for you. But I'm looking at this as a whole, of course. But I think that pouring into yourself and asking yourself how much more of this you can take is something that is needed. And ask yourself, what do I gain from hiding away from the world? It doesn't matter what your gift is. It could just be you're shy. Okay, that's cool. I'm a little shy too. But I feel like for some of us, that shyness comes from the fear of being rejected for being who we are. You see what I'm saying? So it all goes hand in hand. So how long are you going to continue to hide? This is what I'm asking myself. How long am I going to continue to hide? And the awkward thing about it is that I am all three fire signs. I am a Aries sun, a Leo rising, and a Sagittarius moon. So I'm a big ball of passion. And I can't stand the idea of being smothered. I have to have freedom, yet I was allowing these invisible Goliaths to defeat me. I'm over here taking my sword and I'm trying to cut through the air and there's nothing to fight. Does that resonate with you? Do you feel like you're fighting nothing, but yet you still feel defeated? The bottom of the deck, we have the, oh, there she is, the Queen of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. This is depression. So I feel like the thought of you holding yourself back, this is depressing. There's regret here, but you don't know how to get out of it. There's also internal sadness here. Someone is having a hard time letting go of what was said and done to them emotionally, physically, mentally. Some individuals will tell you, this has happened a long time ago. You just need to get over it. It's not that easy to just get over something. This is why it's very important to do the work. Now, when you do the inner work, the goal is to make sure that you understand that what was said to you or done to you, yes, it was vile, but that has nothing to do with your growth. And you should not be held accountable for somebody else's actions. And allowing yourself to stay What's the word I'm looking for? Like stuck. I can't think of the correct terminology, but basically stuck in that situation. There's only one or two reasons why you're doing that, is because you're scared to move forward, or you're scared that if you do decide to step out that comfort zone and you're going to upset your oppressors. Complacent, that's the word. So you stay complacent with this, and it's not doing anything for you. It's not helping you out at all. Maybe you're dealing with someone who is emotionally abusive, like a love partner, or maybe even a family member. So every time you try to express yourself creatively, like let's say that you have a journal and you've been writing songs or poems, they discovered it and they take the time to mock your pain and then turn around and destroy everything that you wrote in that, gaslighting you into believing that, oh, you're just trying to get attention. You see what I'm saying? Like, how long are you going to continue to live like this? This is not, I can already tell, this is not the life that you want. So it's time, and as I'm saying this to you, I'm saying this to myself. So basically I'm speaking in general. It's time to step out and be that king or queen of whatever suit that you were meant to be. I might as well pull her out. The nurturer of wands, the go-getter, the passionate one, the adventurer. This is someone that will hype a crowd up. Sometimes we need someone to motivate us and to cheer us on. Inconveniently. Somebody could be, matter of fact, I'll tell you, I was at Aldi's and I was looking in the frozen department and I heard this beautiful voice and my ears perked up and I locked in onto the family. I was like, who was that? And then the woman looked at me. She's like, huh? I said, was that you? She was like, yes. I was like, girl, okay. You got a beautiful voice. And she just turned red. Thank you. You're welcome. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is in my DNA. I am the divine cheerleader. And sometimes that's needed. This isn't about... Hold on. Oh, never mind. I thought that my camera went off. I was like, where'd it go? I was like, sorry. Sometimes that's needed. When someone is on the verge of giving up and then someone just swoops in and be like, you know what, this and this and this, that gives you that motivation. So for right now, let me be the cheerleader for both you and I for right now. Alright, so until you are able to do it on your own. And I'm hoping that this message will resonate deep in your soul to the point to where you'll think about it and you'll be like, you know what? She's right. Or not really I'm right, but the universe is right. What will be, or what is, has no bearing on what will be. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It don't matter if you went to school and let's say you had your own business. you went to school for something and you had your own business from this, but then something financially just happened out of the blue where unfortunately you didn't make the right decisions, and so unfortunately your business collapsed. Well, first and foremost, let me tell you that I want to say that at least failing a business 3 times is the norm. You have to experience that to get it right the 3rd time. 3rd time's a charm. You see what I'm saying? And I think that they say the first business or the first year, people usually, they're not successful. And I'm not trying to put that on you by making you think like, oh, so what you trying to say that I'm not gonna, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is get comfortable with things not working out, because the goal is to always remain who this person is. The confidence, the passion, driven, that creative spark, she has it all. So regardless of what happens, you're like, okay, I made the mistake, but I'm going to come right back to this. It's like baking a cake. You know, you made the cake, but you forgot to put a certain ingredient in it and it didn't taste the same. Okay, so next time you're going to try that recipe again. And I understand for some it may not be easy to just do just that. But I would like for you to try to give God or the universe enough grace. And I want you to trust them to believe that all they need you to do is agree to step out your comfort zone, and come out of hiding. Come out of hiding. Come out and play. So we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is asking for you. So we have another 10 here. Releasing of those burdens. This is the Ten of Wands right here, obviously. You don't have to carry everything on your own. Don't carry someone else's projections. Those projections belong to them, but you just so happened to be right there for them to discard it onto. Get in touch with who you are. Carrying these damn burdens of somebody else is exhausting. I had to sit there and think about some of my circumstances where I was giving people advice, and I did not realize how much that was making me sick. And I would get positive feedback like, oh my gosh, thank you. Your readings was helping me out so much. You were right. All I had to do was believe in myself and this and this and this. I was taking my essence and pouring into them. I was pouring into them, but I did not have enough for myself. Now that's going to change. I hug myself all the time, and I thank myself for being the queen that I am. This isn't just some random, hey girl, black girl magic. No, this is me tapping into my soul and really seeing it. I have a tattoo on my sternum of the Queen of Wands. Not the face. I'll show you the cards one day, but it's a very beautiful image. And it goes from my stellum all the way to my navel. That is my breastplate. This is who I am at the core, the center of everything else. I am the Queen of Wands. In order for me to activate that, I gotta put this down. I have to put down the Ten of Wands. And this is what this is saying, is like, once you let go of those burdens that don't belong to you, rest yourself up, then come home. Because we've got a lot to discuss with what we plan to do with your future, your life moving forward. This includes setting those boundaries. If you're dealing with toxic friends, jealous friends, two-faced family folk, or even somebody who's a narcissist, I know narcissist is very hard to get rid of, from what I've been told, and I've even had that experience from time to time. I've had a couple of sorry, something bit me on my foot, or at least it felt like that. I've had an experience or two with narcissists. Excuse me, especially the ones that were bullying me because of the fact that Bruno Mars, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Bruno gave me a lot of attention that they wish that they had. This is me stepping out my comfort zone. It ain't even about being arrogant. I'm seeing it for what it is. They hated it, you know? And so I just wish at that time that I could have appreciated that Queen of Wands. Bruno saw the Queen of Wands in me, but I didn't. You see what I'm saying? So, anyways, moving forward, we have the Eight of Cups. Walking away from things that no longer serve you. Walking away from disappointments. So I feel like what this is saying is, this is the challenge. Okay? You're wanting all of this to end, all of this stress. And it's also being able to walk away. We're not talking about physically moving here. Of course, that requires proper planning. So don't jump the gun. We're talking about doing the work internally. You do not have to answer that phone if you don't feel like it. Especially if this person is not suitable for your soul. You have to separate yourself from that so that you can make room for individuals who can see you and encourage you to come out. Show you why you are needed in this world. Not for their gain, but for the world's benefit and the world's healing. Speaking of the world, here she is. You know, I need to start covering. I'm going to mark these characters up so they'll be fully clothed. But I also see this as success. When you walk away from the burdens, you walk away from the emotional abuse and draining things that are constantly keeping you disappointed, you will step into the world's or success's grace. I also see this as you being divinely protected. But I can't stress enough, there's somebody out here, and this could be talking about just me. I don't think so. But I know that for those that are content creators, or you are out there working on some type of creativity, you are needed in the world. So do the thing. Do the thing. I don't care how cheesy it is. You are meant to write that book. You are meant to write that song. You were meant to create that education plan. You are meant to create that business plan. You are meant to create that invention. You are meant to create those proper ingredients for hair growth, or to stop I don't know, gut bloating. Anything. Whatever God has blessed you with, whatever talent that is, you are supposed to be out here. But I love the fact that God is patient and He's waiting for you. Well, I shouldn't have pulled that, but that's all good. Well, is this the same one? Okay, never mind. I'll pull this because I saw it. So, while we have the Ace of Cups here, I'm not the Ace of Cups, but the Five of Cups. This is asking for you to decide in your life what is worth investing in. Are you going to continue to juggle somebody else's pain and problems? Or are you just going to set that one off to the side and focus more on your own? Or matter of fact, put their pinnacle down, grab another one of yours and juggle it and have fun with it. Invest in it, blend it together, alchemize this intention, alchemize this investment. You see what I'm saying? And I like that this came out because you have the Queen of Pentacles here. Okay, this is someone who she takes her time. You know, this is someone that will stay up all night making sure, I'm going to say all night because she's got to get her beauty rest. But this is someone that when they are expected of a task, she's going to take it upon herself to do what she has to do, but she's also going to ground herself. If it gets too much for her, she's going to separate herself and understand that she is the energy, while the King or Queen of Wands is the passion and the creativity. She's the energy, she's the patience. So she doesn't have to worry about the ball dropping or somebody trying to come at her talking smack about her work, because she's comfortable with where she is. We have to understand that sometimes when somebody tries to downplay us or, you know, talk smack about us, it says a lot about who they are. I was on YouTube and I was listening to this video about how you should never say Kendrick Lamar's name because of the fact that you will unfortunately deal with some consequences. And what's his name? Jay Electrica. When Kendrick Lamar did that verse on Big Sean's song Control, he basically took over. And Kendrick mentioned Jay Electronica, and he felt some type of way about that. So he was talking all kinds of smack, but then turned around and apologized because he knew that there was going to be consequences with that. You know, what's his name? Something Montana, French Montana, was trying to convince radio stations that Kendrick Lamar was basically an industry plant. But then later on came up and admitted, I was just jealous. I was mad because I didn't get a Grammy. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, don't take any insults at face value. Just like when I think about what the girl was like, oh, you just butchered it. You just butchered my song. Well, how do I know? I mean, I never heard your voice. I mean, if you could do better, then why are you commenting on my page? I should have looked at it like that. Like, for you to take the time to say something was wrong with the way that I sang that screams about what you think. It's because I didn't hit those notes, or maybe I sound more sensual in the song than you did. Maybe you sound like a frog. I don't know. But the point of the matter is that if you thought that you could do better, then you should have showed me, or just stayed off the internet instead of just thinking that you can just downplay me. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's very important to understand that, like I said, what is has no bearing on what will be. I don't care what anybody has said to you. It don't matter. Well, this flips. We got the Justice card here. But I'm going to put her back. All right, what else do you have, God? Ooh, it's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. And that's not my real voice, by the way. It's like, ooh, I understand why she said that. I'm kidding. Yeah, I went to American Idol, and what she told me was I wasn't what they were looking for at that particular time, because they were looking for like pop country. But she told me to keep singing. She didn't tell me to get singing practice, which I mean, I should have done it anyways, but she just said keep singing. And for me to hear that from somebody, that's a big deal. Not to mention, you know, when Twitter was amazing, the Fat Boys. Do you remember the Fat Boys? I think it was, yeah, Eric B and Rakim. They had this little group where they were trying to like manage people, and I sent them, you know, some of my demos, and they complimented me. I was just like, the Fat Boys, shut up. Like, so I knew that I had something. The only thing that I was lacking was the confidence, I guess. So anyways, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. This right here is letting me know that once you take it upon yourself to, like I said, acknowledge the fact that you deserve to be seen, you deserve to be heard, things are going to start shifting for you. And I also believe that the moment that you come out of that comfort zone, things are definitely, like I said, shifting, but opening up for you. That wheel is going to turn and you're going to be at the top. We have the Two of Cups here. This right here makes me believe that you're going to attract individuals that are going to appreciate and adore you for everything that you are. You will not have to worry about dumbing yourself down, watering yourself down. They're going to love you no matter what flaws you have. I don't care if you're heavyset. I don't care if you're bald-headed. I don't care if you got bad acne. I don't care if you got, you know, messed up teeth. Whatever the case may be, this person is going to think that you are absolutely stunning. Okay? You're going to manifest a true soul tie with this person. I also feel like not just on relationships, but it's also the community as a whole. Right? You're going to, when you let yourself be known, people are going to listen to that voice. People are going to listen to that story, or you'll read that book, and they're going to be like, wow, I got to get closer to this person. I got to understand more about them. There are so many people out here in this world that need you. You are their remedy, and you have no idea about that. Because we're stuck thinking, don't nobody want to hear what we got to say. Meanwhile, they're starving for a remedy. We are the remedy to some of these people. We have, oh, I love this. The Six of Pentacles. What you put out, you're definitely going to get back. And I like the fact that the infinity symbol is there. This could also symbolize, because that number 8 is there, maybe you're going to see something in 8 months, 8 weeks, 8 years. Next month, well, in what is it? A couple weeks is going to be in the month of August, where you're going to start to see that return. But overall, I feel like this is stating like what you put out there, you're going to get that divine reciprocation from it. See, here we go. Retrograde. Calm down, Lee. It's almost done. Actually, it is over with, but we still got to deal with the shadow period, or the shadow period of it all. As I was saying, well, I just lost it that fast. See, like, I would have got upset because I got all the way to this part, and then I would have been like, you know what? There's that flaw. Let me just shut it off. Nope, I'm going to keep it right here. As I was saying, overall, I think that it is the overall energy of give and take. Because when you're taking the time to learning more about yourself and what you're sick and tired of, again, what does your ideal life look and feel like? I can already tell you that you're not going to put up with anyone constantly asking for a handout but not giving you anything in return. You're tired of giving all of your essence away. What was that? The Ace of Coins? And we have not the Ace of, there we go, Ace of Cups. You're tired of pouring yourself into people that don't want to appreciate you. I know that you're wanting reciprocity. That's what I was trying to say. I know you want to be seen for your hard work. Sometimes it is hard when you're doing the best that you can, especially like if you're a single parent and you don't have anyone around to really take the time to acknowledge. Well, when that, in moments like that, this is when you need to be your own cheerleader. Because I'm a single mother of 3. And sure, I have friends that cheer me on. But I guess there's a certain thing certain way that my soul needs to feel alive. Not saying that my friends and some of my family don't do that. But there's something deep rooted in my soul that only I can activate. And it starts with me stepping out my comfort zone. So the same thing for you too. We have the Knight of Cups. I look at this as you romanticizing your future, your life. Or this could be someone actually coming in now that you step out of the darkness and you've shown the world who you are. You might attract the person that you were meant to be with. And because of the fact that they understand where you've gone, what you've gone through in your journey, and I pray that this happens to some of y'all, if not all. I pray that we're all blessed with this individual that is like, you know what? I am so abundant right now. I want to live life for the both of us. I want you to be in your soft girl era. And if it's a woman that, and vice versa, I hope that you're comfortable enough to where you will let that man bask in his masculinity instead of trying to nag him to be something that you want him to be. You see what I'm saying? I want him to be in his era. I want him to be in his soft boy era, knowing that he can come to you with anything. He can be vulnerable, and you will not make him feel like he has to shrink himself. So from what I'm seeing here, we want abundance. We want freedom from what is holding us back. We want to release those strongholds that the past has over us. But I think the best way to do it is the moment that those thoughts pop up, give yourself a hug. Tap yourself so that your body knows that it's safe. I'm like, hey, we're going to be all right. We're doing good. That was just a thought that was in the past. Nothing's going to happen. They're not going to do anything to us. They're not going to say anything to us. Just keep doing what you do. And if you do have somebody that's trying to talk smack, guess what? That's going to reflect on who they are. And there's a thing called block. You don't have to answer to none of that. Okay? So let's pull a card here to see what comes out. What does your ideal life look and feel like? Okay, well, we got compassion and embrace change. Okay, so it says compassion is the warmth of the soul. Give it to others and yourself. This is what the world needs. Like I said, they need a remedy. You are the remedy. And then it says to embrace change. Embrace change and welcome new possibilities. This is what the universe is trying to get us to understand. If you just come out and let the world see that beautiful, that handsome face. And remember, while I said beautiful or handsome, everybody is beautiful and handsome to me. But ultimately, it's focusing on the soul. Your beautiful heart, your handsome heart. So I don't want anybody to feel like, well, I don't feel like I'm not trying to, no, I don't want you to say that about yourself. You have a beautiful heart. You have a beautiful spirit. And that's what makes you beautiful, okay? So, yes, let the world see you. Because you are the remedy. Do I need to say anything else? I don't think so. So I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed this message, I would love a thumbs up because it's going to help my channel. And I appreciate you so much for stopping by. You're more than welcome to drop comments down below, hit that subscribe button, and tell your friends about me. Talk to you later. Bye.